All right, now we're gonna get into spoilers. So if you have not seen the film yet, go watch it. Then come back here. Okay, okay. So getting into spoilers. So you want to go first on that?
Yeah, sure, man. I can talk first on spoilers. So my biggest thing about this movie that's why I don't feel like it's a Shyamalan film is it doesn't have the famous twist that all Shyamalan films have. Old had a huge one. Glass had a stupid one.
Mm.
And so, I mean, that's why a lot of people don't like Glass.
Yeah,
Had a really dumb twist. This movie lacks it. This movie is, like you said in your review, it's kind of particular. Sorry, it's kind of
predictable.
predictable.
Yeah,
Not particular, very predictable, and you can kind of see the end coming from a mile away, and then it plays out exactly how you think, which is not a bad thing. It's not. It's you're, as you're watching the movie, you're allowed to figure it out on yourself, and I think it's decent screenwriting, but as someone who is used to the twist of a Shyamalan film and not getting it here, it was odd.
yeah.
It was odd for it not to be there when I was expecting it the whole time. And I think a lot of diehard Shyamalan fans are gonna be like, okay, that was a good movie, but that lacked the Shyamalan that I love.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's where I'm at with it when it comes to why I don't feel like it's it doesn't feel like a traditional Shyamalan movie, but I think it's a great film nonetheless. And Dave Bautista was freaking great. Rupert Grint, now we're in spoiler sections, I can talk about him. He was amazing.
Yeah, he was
Barely in
great.
the movie
Yeah.
because he died
Yeah.
in a great way, but it was just like he wasn't in the film. I get why they did it. They wanted to they wanted to bring in a big name to pull you into the movie at the very beginning.
Uh-huh.
They probably didn't pay him that much because he wasn't there he was only on set for like 4 days
Yes.
and then he left. But yeah, Rupert Grint was great as well, which the whole cast was. So
Yeah. I thought it was really cool and interesting how they tied the past of a Rupert Grint's character to the past of Andrew, I think it was, or Eric. I thought that was really interesting, the bit of character development. But it was interesting that this film it didn't really have a big twist. So because I was like because I was like I was following the story, and like you're trying to like piece things together and like figure it out. And I was thinking and hoping that like one was coming because they have. Because like they're having these conversations and speculating whether or not these guys that are like legit trying to stop the apocalypse, or if they're just like standard home invaders, if they're like some kind of cult, and if they're faking the news reports that they're showing on the TV, some really cool, interesting stuff that was being brought up, only for it to play out, pretty much exactly how initially presented and how you think it's going to. And like now, it's not like a huge issue for me because I still thought it was a really good film, and it was still keeping my attention. It was still keeping my attention. It was still compelling. It's just it doesn't like have it just doesn't have that that signature that like Shyamalan twist. And as you mentioned earlier, that makes sense. Since this is like based on a book, and like I believe this is the first time that Shyamalan has had like a co-writing credit. A co-writing credit instead of like has had like co-writers has had co-writers instead of him writing the film all by himself. I was doing some research, and like this was like based off a draft. This was like based off a draft. Yeah, Shyamalan had come across this draft, and there's some other guys that written based off of this book, The Cabin at the End of the World. And he wrote a screenplay based off that draft and made some modifications. And I haven't read the book, but I did read the Wikipedia plot synopsis, and for the most part, like he did stay like pretty true to the book, which also didn't have like a huge twist. But the only like big thing he changed was the ending, which is a lot bleaker and darker than the ending of this film.
that's interesting. That darker, more bleaker ending, I'm gonna Google that when we get off this video. But I maybe would have liked to really see that in the film because kind of like I like what you were talking about when they, the people in the cabin, Jonathan Groff and his family were worried about if they were faking it or not, and they put together these really good stories. Like Jonathan Groff was like, hey, like that's fake, that's pre-recorded. I do a lot of research. I work in human rights. Like I know this stuff is not true.
Yeah.
But then they never went anywhere with that. Dave Bautista was kind of just like, yeah, look around, look at the TV. I'm not lying. So it's kind of I could see how some people might be like, yeah, they kind of like left some loose ends there, but then I think the family aspect is what pulls it all together, and do in the making, the sacrifice, and it's really powerful moment. Which I'm really excited to see what you were talking about though with the darker ending. I'm gonna Google that.
Like, I thought the chemistry between the actors playing the family was really good, and the film was written and acted in a way to where, like, you really cared about them and didn't want any of them to die. Like, didn't want anything bad to happen to them. So I think Shyamalan nailed the family aspect of this film.
Agreed. Kristen Q-U-I, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Apologies, but she played Wen, and she was fantastic.
Yeah, she was great.
Great young actor that really brought the whole family together. Like her dynamic brought the whole family closer together. It was really captivating. Her first scene with Dave Bautista outside is just absolutely phenomenal. Dave Bautista is great in this movie.
He was so good. Yeah.
And I kind of wish this movie didn't come out in so early in the year. I mean, if this movie came out later on, November, December of this upcoming year, I mean, this could be Dave Bautista could be an Oscar nominee. I mean, honestly, he is that he's that good in this movie, and I think it's just kind of shocking that he who plays Drax comes in and gives this great drama performance. That I wasn't expecting. And I'm so happy that he's making a name for himself as a great actor.
And really showing off his versatility. And I saw an interview where M. Night Shyamalan talked about how he saw Dave Bautista in Blade Runner 2049, and that's what inspired them to cast him in this role, because it felt like Dave Bautista they could perfectly capture the vibe of the character of Leonard. Him being so good in that movie makes me want to go back and watch Army of the Dead. Oh yeah.
I wish I know Zack Snyder wrote that, but I still want to watch it. And I know he's in a James Bond movie too.
I was a Spectre.
Not sure which Spectre. Okay, yeah. So I'm looking forward to some of those movies if I go back and watch them. But
so that's pretty much it, I believe. Apart from the twisting and like certain story story elements, I really don't have any other complaints with this film.
I don't either. I really enjoyed this movie. I think it is, like you said, one of M. Night Shyamalan's best, for different reasons we talked about. But yeah, go see it. Go see it if you can. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Probably one of the better movies is going to come out in February. Cocaine Bear, I'm excited for. Ant-Man. There's one other one in there that I was excited for that I can't think of right now. But other than that, this is probably going to be the best movie of the month. So I'd go see it.
Yeah. All right, that was our review of Knock at the Cabin. If you've seen the film, please let us know in the comments what you thought of it. Like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.